What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like, share and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell if you want to see more content like this. Happy New Year! I hope you've had a great time over the holiday period. As you might know, I'm always on the lookout for something new and exciting to bring you in the world of movies, and this is something that caught my eye recently. It's actually about National Treasure, the movie, not the TV show that's gone out on Disney recently. And there's talks of a National Treasure 3, which to me is exciting because I love the first two movies, National Treasure and the Book of Secrets. There's not a great deal of information hanging around. There's been rumours for quite a while. There's people have said that there's been scripts.
I refuse to believe that.
And it looks like there might possibly be a movie on the cards.
You serious?
Now, this first article I'm going to show you, at the time that it was written, it had been 15 years since we last saw Nicolas Cage starring as Benjamin Franklin Gates. Now, the first movie was out in 2004 and starred Nick Cage and Diane Kruger. There was Justin Bartha, Harvey Keitel was in there, Sean Bean was the bad guy, John Voight played the father. There was even Christopher Plummer thrown into the mix. It had a budget of about $100 million and it made $347 million worldwide, so it wasn't a flop, it wasn't a massive hit, but it was enough to generate interest into producing a second film, The Book of Secrets, which cost $130 million to produce, and it made $459 million at the box office, so that was relatively just as successful. The first film was nominated for all sorts of awards, visual effects, stunt work. It won an award. It got a BMI Music Award, Film Music Award. So all in all, they were fairly decent films. They weren't groundbreaking or anything like that. So here we are. Part 3 might be on the cards. I'm going to go through a couple of articles here. Just bear with me because I want you to know what I know. It's not a great deal, but it's better than nothing. In this first one, it comes from comingsoon.net. And it says, Jerry Bruckheimer gives an update on National Treasure 3. So earlier this year, legendary producer Jerry Bruckheimer teased that a third National Treasure film was being written. Now he's given fans an update on the sequel's status. And he spoke to E! News recently. Bruckheimer mentioned that they are still developing a new film once again, mentioning that Nicolas Cage was attached to the project. We said we'd like to make another National Treasure and they said, sure, let's come up with a new cast, which is always a mistake. Bruckheimer said at the same time we were developing National Treasure for the theatres with Nicolas Cage, which we still are, so that's ongoing. Previously, Bruckheimer had just noted that he and Cage were helping to work on a script for the film, but not much more was said at the time. It sounds like that work is still being done, which should make fans of the series happy to hear. It goes on to say if Bruckheimer is able to get a third film made, it would be a huge resurgence for the series. Recently, a Disney Plus series, National Treasure, Edge of History, that is set within the same universe as the original films, began streaming. Didn't do that well though, did it? Let's have a look. I'll show you. There you go. 36% average audience score. Not very good at all. But it's always the same when they do things and they make sequels and all the rest of it, and they don't have the original cast, and it just tends to nosedive. Going to move swiftly on to this is E! News' website. This is where you can see Bruckheimer there. He was interviewed, but I can't get this video to play for some reason. In an exclusive interview with E! News, National Treasure producer Jerry Bruckheimer teased that a third film in the franchise starring Nicolas Cage is in the works. Okay, so it's been 15 years since National Treasure movie, but in an exclusive interview with E! News, Bruckheimer teased that the third film starring Nicolas Cage is very much in development. The mega producer let the news slip while discussing the new National Treasure spin-off series, National Treasure Edge of History. It goes on to mention the screenwriter John Turteltaub, who he directed the first two movies. In 2018, screenwriter John Turteltaub told Collider that a script for a potential third film and a follow-up to 2004's National Treasure and the sequel was finished, but that the money was holding everything up, as it always does. Thankfully, all signs are pointing to some positive progress being made. Just look at Edge of History. I don't call that positive progress, really. In addition to Harvey Keitel returning as former FBI agent Peter Sadusky, Justin Bartha, who plays Ben Gates' friend and partner Riley Poole pops up. Then he hints that the dynamic duo are still collaborating. That doesn't really mean anything though, does it really? That's just him in a TV show talking about Nicolas Cage's character. That doesn't give any indication that movies are on the way at all. They just do that. That's just another example of member berries, isn't it? Do you remember this? Or do you remember when Ben Gates was in that film? So anyway, he hints that the dynamic duo are still collaborating, noting, Ben and I have been working on this super important thing for the last 3, 4, 15 years. I mean, 15 years has gone by since the last movie, and you've got to think on that this TV show is probably aimed at like pre-teens. That's the vibe that I was getting when I was hearing reports and seeing reviews. That it was just Disney Plus, Nickelodeon level, Wizards of Waverly Place, iCarly style TV, and nothing really to do with the original movies, other than the name and the name drops. But hey ho. As for what that super important thing might be, let's just say Riley teases there's 47 reasons to be interested. Who's going to know that reference out of the audience unless somebody's watching with their kids? Like the 47, isn't that something to do with page 47 of the President's Handbook in the sequel? Anyway, as National Treasure fans know, that's a direct, that's a direct reference to the second film in which the president, what an absolute dong I look like, tells Ben about the mysterious page 47 in the titular Book of Secrets, but its contents are never revealed to the audience. Now I look stupid. So it certainly sounds like the third film is in order. This is a more recent post. This is January the 4th. The others were from back in December of last year. This is January the 4th, and this is from Disney Plus Informer. New National Treasure 3 update. Great. What does it say? It's been over 2 years since Disney announced that a third National Treasure movie had been greenlit for production. Where did that come from? If Disney's announced a third National Treasure movie, then Jerry Bruckheimer would have been the first person to know about it. So why didn't he mention that in the interview? At that time, it was reported that Chris Bremner, who worked on Bad Boys for Life, has been tapped to pen the script, and Jerry Bruckheimer was set to produce the third instalment once again. Well, obviously. However, there was no word on whether Nicolas Cage and Diane Kruger would be back as Ben Gates and Dr. Abigail Chase. Since then, no details have been revealed about the project, which left fans wondering if the film was still in development. Okay, and then we get this report. Diane Kruger recently revealed that she had never been contacted for a third movie, and the star Nicolas Cage recently gave an interview with GQ, which cast doubt on the third film moving forward. I'm going to have to look for that GQ interview because I knew nothing about it. Nicholas, what you playing at? Last August, franchise producer Jerry Bruckheimer offered an update on the project, saying a Nicolas Cage-led National Treasure 3 is still in development. In an interview with comicbook.com, the producer confirmed that a script for National Treasure 3 has been written and they're just waiting on Cage to approve it. They're waiting on Cage to approve it, but Cage has said that there's doubt that there'll be a third film. I don't understand that. Do you understand that? Justin Bartha, who plays Riley Poole in the franchise, also offered a recent update on the script to Variety. You can see what Bartha said below. And he says, but listen, there is still hope for another movie. Nick is obviously doing great, one of the greatest ever. Jerry Bruckheimer just had a big hit with Top Gun Maverick, and he is doing great. And the constant drumbeat from the fans for a third movie just makes it a no-brainer for me. There is a script, that's all I'll say. There have been a few different scripts, actually. But the one thing that has to happen is for all the stars to align. I had seen something a while ago and it was solid, but the unsung hero of these movies that doesn't get mentioned as much is John Turteltaub. Who's John Turteltaub, I hear you cry? Some of you'll probably know. He's a director. He's also a producer. And he's also a writer. So he was a producer on all sorts of things. Right, his directing career started around 1989. He did a movie called Cool Runnings with the legendary John Candy about a Jamaican bobsledding team. It's a true story and I urge you to go and see if you can find it and give it a good watch because it's quite an entertaining movie. So yeah, it would be great to have him back on board because then we'd have the original gang together. Sounds like Harvey Keitel's up for it if he's been involved in the TV show. The same with Justin Bartha. He'd be up for it. And I'm certain Nicolas Cage wouldn't say no. He's done so many shit films over the last few years. He does about 20 films a year. Every month there's a movie comes out with Nicolas Cage in. So for him to get his teeth into something of this magnitude, you know, National Treasure 3, Search for the Holy Grail, or whatever, I don't know what he was going to be looking for. The Treasures of Atlantis. Let's go and look for that. Let's go and look for some Aztec gold. Anything, it could be anything. The sky's the limit. But it would be great to see everybody back together. Why would you not want them to get back together? Anyway, what do you think, guys and girls? Do you want to see National Treasure 3, or are you just happy enough to sit at home with your Disney Plus and watch this Edge of History or whatever it was called? Let me know in the comments down below, and a very happy new year. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now. Bye bye.